Hello, Internet.
Well, that's encouraging.
We're playing the Swapper.
Facepalm Industries.
Yeah, that's the name of the company that produced this game. So this is the Swapper. It came out it's a puzzle game. Came out in 2013, published by Facepalm. And its title kind of explains most of the puzzle mechanics, but we'll get into those slowly.
We're gonna do some sweet swapping.
We're gonna do so much swapping.
Please do not Google search that.
Just don't Google search anything. You're better off not knowing anything ever.
Are you down for a total lunar eclipse?
Also, it's another game I'm glad I captured in HD because it's got a lot of very pretty lighting effects.
Theseus, Planet Chori 5. Or Corey if you're nasty.
I guess? Oh no, we're in the oil drum.
Escape pod.
So we're starting post-media res.
Yeah, the end is the beginning is the end.
Symbolism.
Is it?
I mean, we swapped places with something. I think it might
So yeah, this game starts with us blasting out of a space station that we don't know onto a planet that we have not been introduced to.
be. Hot. I like it.
We don't even know who or what we are yet.
We don't.
We know we're vaguely humanoid.
Yeah, you can see that kind of.
Also, is that literally a tin can that we came out of?
It might be. This game has a lot of very stylistic things.
Okay, so we're a scried scroller.
It's got a lot of side-scrolling platforming is the main mode of conveyance.
This reminds me a lot of Risk of Rain.
I'm getting a vibe of like a darker form of Pikmin.
Well, I mean, yeah.
You're closer to that than you might think.
Now entering Theseus Excavation Site 24 on Planet
so it is
45.
25.
All off-world transport via home teleport at base of installation. All finds property of the Sisyphus project.
Let's pull out all the information we can. The guy who did that recording was British.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of British accents happening here. So here's our first puzzle. We have to hit that button. We have no way to hit that button.
Hit the button, Matt.
Just do it though. Why aren't you doing it?
Because
Don't
I
run away.
need something.
Oh. Try holding and releasing. Oh. What? Huh.
It's us!
Alright, so the main puzzle mechanic of this game is that we have a gun that can make clones of ourselves that will follow all of the things I do with the keyboard.
Neat.
And we can use this
Super cool.
And so we can use this to the primary use for this mainly, at least right now, is to hold down these buttons.
And we've got only line of sight, it looks like.
We have only line of sight, and we can only produce 4 clones.
Aha.
But when you touch one, it gets sucked back into your clone zone.
Yeah.
And every time we go through a little,
Every time we go through a door, all of our clones are reabsorbed. Also, if we touch one of these lights, all of our clones disappear.
Interesting.
Poor guys.
Okay, so seems fairly straightforward. We got a security memo. Listen, we're grateful, but to be frank, half my team refused to be in the same room as one of these swapper devices. I hardly envisage their use becoming widespread enough to justify the security precautions you've had installed down here.
Send in the clone.
Yeah. Unsurprisingly, people don't like being cloned. Somehow, they have a problem with it.
Yes.
It's highly efficient, somehow.
It is.
Broadcast location, Mine Science Laboratory, Space Station Theseus.
What you're telling me isn't possible. I just ejected into space.
So we have to get to the teleporter, but we can't jump this gap.
So maybe we get some sort of upgrade that lets us switch which clone we are?
Yes, some kind of traitor device.
Swapper.
Oh, you get to swap now.
Yep.
So we swap by using the left mouse button, and only the version of us that we have swapped to is allowed to place clones or swap.
Wow, that's only casually terrifying. So
I wonder why you needed a device for that.
Woo! Goodbye.
So now we come to the other...
The clones disappear, and so... I wonder if you're truly swapping a consciousness? Like, is the same consciousness jumping between, or are you just...
So here's one of the things. If our okay, so we mechanics, you can't create clones in blue light, and you can't swap through red light.
Got it.
And also you hear that hissing.
Hey, it's Sam.
Yeah, I want to see my husband just as much as yours.
Can I get back to Theseus? Help me out. I can't. I want to see my husband as much as you do yours.
Security orb.
Yeah, so security orbs are what we're going to be collecting throughout this game. So one of the things that's interesting, you heard that hissing sound? That means that one of my clones fell and their visor broke open and they died.
Oh no.
Good.
They'll be here in a day's time.
So a thing that's interesting to note is my clones can die without any problem. But if I die, then I have to restart.
Sure. So
it follows. So the important thing here is continuity of consciousness.
Yeah. So it is implying that there is a continuity of some sort.
Also, you notice these vines here. Those show up throughout the game to impede our progress. They can only be removed through special circumstances.
More encryption orb is required.
Yeah.
This game's really pretty.
Yeah, it's got a lot of good design to it and a lot of stylistic elements.
Message to quarantine. Chori 5 excavation site 24 to Theseus quarantine. Body, we need a faster turnaround down here. The last shift was supposed to go home 6 hours ago. Said you've got them shipping back more rock samples. They're tired. Please advise. They're clones.
Actually, the people, if the last report is to be believed, the people on the mining site don't actually use the swappers.
But I don't believe just anything that's written down in a game.
I do.
So that came to our first complete use of swapping.
I like that sound effect swap in the bottom.
Heavy breathing swap.
Yeah, that was.
Speaking of, no, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I didn't really have anything to say. So we got the teleporter back online. So we're going back to the station, where the teleporter back to the planet breaks.
Ow. So speaking of continuity, I find it fascinating that no one has taken up the burning question, I feel like, of in Meet the Parents 1, the start of the Fokker trilogy. At the beginning of the movie, Ben Stiller is trying to, spoilers for Meet the Parents, propose to his girlfriend. The way he does this is by meeting her in her classroom, which I believe she teaches like kindergarten or something like that, and then tries to get her to look across the street to where all the children in her class are holding up signs that spell out "Will you marry me?" or something like that.
Sure.
At no point is it ever discussed how he arranged that.
He just stood outside the school, approached all of these kids individually.
Yep.
Now, Sam, I believe if you look at the director's cut of Meet the Parents, it answers this question.
Oh, jeez.
I believe that it does, in that, according to some sources, there is a deleted scene where Ben Stiller rents an ice cream truck and bribes those children with Choco Tacos. and then, hilariously, gets kicked in the balls.
Knowing that it's a Sandler-style film, I bet that was going to be a brand deal for Choco Taco that fell through.
So, at this point, I kind of got to thinking, you know, like, there's so much intricate detail in the story of Meet the Parents. Like, it's very in-joke focused, and there's lots of little tiny things about, like, identity and what it truly means to communicate yourself to your partner. But it fascinated me that no one had, like, looked through this sort of almost terrifying convincing by Ben Stiller of these children to participate in his in his extravagant proposal. Meanwhile, the chief of quarantine understands the pressure that puts you under, but stresses that these rock samples are of unparalleled scientific interest. As such, we must request that you continue to prioritize sample teleport over personnel.
So you might have noticed that as we've been walking past these rock samples in the station, we've been getting these weird little messages.
Yeah.
So keep an eye on those, and just kind of like keep those in your head.
The world is the limit of thought. The limit of thought is the chain of hearers like me. They cannot speak if they cannot listen.
So there's a lot of these in the game.
What is where? How is where? Does where tick? I'm a literal rock.
We know only of the minds in our chain. You choose your chain in a dimension we do not know.
Yeah, one thing that's kind of that kind of is immersion breaking is that you get the message again when you pass the rocks and the return trip.
Well,
how did you know? How are you supposed to find that?
I have no fucking idea.
By the time you receive this message, Theseus, you should have arrived at your designated coordinates and begun installation procedures. We have already dispatched the first of your yearly supply shuttles. This is an unprecedented opportunity for us all. The people of this planet owe you a great debt.
So in this game, there's also 10 hidden messages, and you wouldn't know this because there's just 10 achievements in the game that are just called 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Nice.
Well, I hope you find them all because that one was almost completely devoid of information.
Yeah, most of them are. And then also if you're not careful, you will die after getting that secret, and then you have to go get the secret again.
Good.
What, does it take back your achievement?
It doesn't take back your achievement, you just don't have the logs.
So anyway, I was shocked that no one had investigated this this strange and out of character, or perhaps deeply in character but hidden method of Ben Stiller's persuasion. So I went looking. I went and did some investigation. Turns out there's not a lot out there. The plot.
The Stillerverse is very limited.
Yeah, the Stiller hole is shallow and not very appealing. But specifically, Meet the Parents doesn't have a whole lot of,
substance.
Theory. Well, substance, yes, to be sure, but like theory or fandom.
There's not much speculation inside the Parents verse.
Right, exactly. Well, the Fockerverse. Excuse me.
I looked it up. All the forums are dead.
So, what really excited me was the fact that I found a piece, after doing some research into the Fokker trilogy and discovering that, yes, there was a third Meet the Parents movie called Little Fockers, which
and when you described that to me, that I realized that's the only one of those I've seen.
Yes, it features the line of Robert De Niro saying to Ben Stiller, "I want you to be the God Fokker."
Oh, no.
Yep.
Oh, hey, look, there's a second person.
What?
Also, we just casually watched like 3 of ourselves die there. That was fun.
I'm actually getting kind of a Metroid vibe off this.
Yeah, it's very Metroid inspired.
Maybe it's the sphere doors.
Probably.
I am the only one that believes in the other dimension. I call it space. One moves through space. Yes? How?
Up.
Up is certainly a thing.
So I was telling James about this when I was working on this game, but there's, in addition to just the simple logic puzzles, there's also some puzzles that involve like timing. This is definitely this is the first one that makes you really have to think.
Yeah. Huh.
Just wasting time in midair.
Oh, that's crazy. Oh, that's super disconcerting.
Oh, and when they die...
You get them back. You can make more of them.
Oh, that's so unfortunate.
Let's fall forever. The Stalingrad approach to gaming.
Radio chatter. But so
I forgot about that guy.
Yeah. So I did some digging, and in the limited amount of
We've received your response, Theseus. Glad to hear you arrived in one piece. That shuttle should be with you in approximately 2 weeks. We have responses from 3 of the other long-range stations, and we are waiting on confirmation for the remaining 3. Everyone back here is looking forward to hearing of your progress. No information. None. Except that there's 3 other stations.
Yeah, we are station number 7.
Anyway, Fokkers, what?
Yes. So I found the only piece of Meet the Parents trivia, or not trivia, fanfiction to have ever existed.
Those are 2 very different things.
Yeah. No. So basically, in 2001, when Meet the Parents 2 was rumored to be in production, a very brave individual put together a Meet the Parents 2 Meet the Fokkers fanfiction, correctly guessing the later title of Meet the Parents 2 Meet the Fokkers, and detailing the very explicit, shall we say, encounters of the parents of Gaylord Fokker, who are named Guy and Virgin, for, just all of the good humor. Suffice to say, we will be doing a reading at Gen Con.
So stay tuned for that weeks ago. Also, I like the very good use of color here.
Mm-hmm.
Food.
Cargo overview.
Yeah.
Food, 4 tons. Water, 3,000 liters. Emergency fluids and storage. Miscellaneous research equipment, 201 items registered. Spare parts, 5,967. Xeno samples and finds, 432 items. Numbers. Lots and lots of numbers.
There's a lot of things. This is a big station. It's meant to be. It's meant to be here away from home for a very, very long time. And also,
by the way, there's a word we've been seeing a lot that's actually really interesting.
What is that?
Every time you pick up one of the orbs, it's labeled a monogon orb.
Yeah, later in the game.
Is it monogon or monogram?
I think it's monogon, as in like the singular form of a polygon.
Yeah, later in the game we'll start seeing dodecagon and like nonagon orbs.
Okay, so like a sphere is a monogon, and I guess like a disc.
I wish they were that complex. It's just the one that's called like the one that's called like the tetragon orb is just an orb with 3 more orbs circling it.
Oh. Few areas of the station remain habitable. The cargo bay in Sector 1 has everything we need, food and water. Greenhouse access, but it may not be safe for long. No one knows what's causing this. Sam Cooke.
Dun dun dun.
I got spooked by the clone on the bottom floor.
It's very spooky. It's a very spooky clone.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, it does say Monaco. Interesting.
Yeah.
Check the navigator for new available consoles.
Yeah, at some point, just throwing yourself off. Okay, so now we're introduced to purple light, which is the
Red and blue.
Yeah, it has the qualities of the red and blue light combined. So you can't make clones in it, and you can't swap while you're inside it.
Nice. So you have to.
And so I'm just demonstrating that
Yeah.
viscerally.
By killing another clone again.
That one just got like vaporized.
Only vaporized. Everything else about
It got de-swapped. It's like to talk about other stuff from the from eras long past. It's like that Captain Planet episode where he deals with Dr. Blight's cloning machine by making a de-cloning machine.
Oh no.
That is never explained how it works.
Well, it's
But
easy to unclone
he-
something.
He does because
it's just killing it.
because he takes her cloning machine and turns it inside out to make an uncloning machine, which when he shoots it at two things, they become one thing.
What?
So it's a meld machine?
Yeah, it's not even called a fusion machine. It's a decloning machine.
Well, yes. They need to establish that it's the opposite of what the bad person was doing.
And also that's I don't know what that episode was supposed to be about, because like the whole thing is like this kid gets hit by Dr. Blight's cloning machine, and then he every time he duplicates he gets hungrier, and he basically becomes locusts but in boy form.
Are you sure this was an actual Captain Planet
yes,
episode and
no.
not just like some crazy Candle Cove thing you remember watching?
No,
like, this sounds insane.
You can ask Charlie about it. Also, ask him about the episode where Dr. Blight tries to make a fortune by selling an atom bomb to Hitler.
Captain Planet. He's our hero.
Oh my god.
Shipment confirmation received, Theseus. There are further 2 shuttles already in transit, after which we will await your forecast regarding your self-sufficiency and future needs. Nothing.
Bupkis.
It's background. It's world building.
Right. We know there's 2 shuttles coming, which we can assume is important.
There's still
there are further 2 shuttles.
Yeah, they have a supply chain set up. And now we're also introduced to the grav lifts, which they just move you to a place. You have no control while you're in here.
Oh yeah, this is where that other guy. This is where the other guy that wasn't you was.
All your clones just hanging out down at the end of the grav tunnel.
Well,
Yeah, so the thing is
he
that
dumped them all in.
So the thing is, I can control my clones while I'm in the grav tunnel, even though I myself can't move.
I really like this graphical effect, though.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, motion blur is real cool. Just hanging out in the dark.
Are we okay?
How did you get back here? Why are you following me? Look, it's too late now to apologize. Just let me go.
Find her. Swap to her.
Interesting. That was a little unexpected.
I will find you, and I will swap you.
Yeah, so one thing interesting to note is that we have an entirely silent protagonist for this whole game.
Why does the other mind scream inside?
You okay over there, James?
All of the Watchers are played by Ivan Drago. Not Dolph Lundgren, Ivan Drago.
It makes more sense for these sciences to be played by Dolph Lundgren.
So we have seven orbs. We need 9 orbs. We have 7 orbs. Also, you notice all those Watchers are getting thrown into the Crush-O-Mator?
Yeah, that's not great.
So we're just gonna head there ourselves? Seems good.
No,
It's
this actually
okay.
takes us somewhere else.
Members in the communal areas by keeping noise to a reasonable level.
So we're gonna go through the
Reasonable
we're gonna go through the crew areas.
Steve.
And this is
Damn it, Kevin.
So this is a puzzle. I'm not sure how you're supposed to solve, but I think I solved it by breaking it. Because every time you take one of the teleporters, it takes away all your clones.
Right. How do people live on this ship? Where's the crew quarters you were going through? As we go further down. So there we go. I just managed to drop a clone on there somehow. That's fine.
I'm not sure how you're actually supposed to solve that puzzle.
I suppose it's answers you want. Well, everybody wants answers, and I don't have any. They do.
First, I need to know what questions I have, please.
So anyway, so the next level down, we'll see the crew quarters here.
Oh, okay. It's the
it's
revolver
like barracks.
barrels, the revolver barrel style.
Yeah. You know, the first time I was playing this game and I missed the sign that said crew quarters, I thought those were like old Cadillacs stacked on top of each other for some reason.
I mean, I can see it. It's not wildly out of the question.
The art style is cool, but not necessarily perfectly distinct.
Yeah, I mean, it's very stylized, and there is a lot of light bloom.
Yeah.
So that definitely doesn't help.
That's some fine swapping there, Matt.
Yeah, all of the puzzles in the crew area are kind of based around the grav lifts and how you can control your clones while you yourself do not move.
Being on this station must really suck.
Yeah, I mean, there's no
living on this.
There's no ladders anywhere. The only way you can get around is by swapping.
Or just jumping into this gravity lift. And there's exposed conduits everywhere.
Well, that's more to do with how there's like nobody on this station now. Like there's
how
a
long
reason
has it been abandoned. 37 minutes by my count.
Dream diary. Day 7. Woke up tired. Recalled an image of a balloon, then distracted by radio. Dreamed about my 13th birthday. The clown turned into a horse. Didn't sleep. My birthday again. This time the clown turned into some kind of stone statue.
Uh-oh.
Dreamed the laser drill down at the excavation site was trying to talk me into doing something I didn't want to do.
Oh no.
Interesting.
These dreams, though. And also similarly, this game gives off sort of a Talos vibe, and then we have we have a lot of puzzle elements that have very little that kind of they have some thematic stuff to do with like the core themes of the game, but like kinda.
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, you're pushing buttons to progress to the next bit of story.
Yeah.
But it's an interesting method of button pushing, and you are kinda operating machines to do it.
I'm operating fleshy machines.
God, I can't imagine the machines in this room ever failing.
Yeah.
You mean the room with the grav lift that just takes you back to where you were like a minute ago?
Or any of the 9 billion exposed cogs.
What? You know what? Sometimes you just want to let your cogs breathe a little bit. Don't cog shame, James.
Sometimes you just
can't
really.
Believe that's what we're ending on.
Sometimes you just really want to flatten a penny.
Until
next time, Internet.